Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion, Stephen Michael is here. Helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Episode 3, AOK Podcast, Chris James, Stephen Michael, animated male. And yeah, man, my neck hurt.
Ooh. Oh, what about your back? You got to say it faster, man.
First thing I was about to say.
You got to say it faster.
It's mainly my neck.
No, just my neck.
No back.
No back.
No back
And
problem.
it's mainly my. I don't know. I guess it's my neck back. My neck back. My neck back.
Is it maybe your neck and your back? Is that?
No, because I mean I could like move. It's just that when I turn certain directions, I have to like move my body, or if I'm like. You know what I mean?
Working out, you got these
went to the gym. Went to the gym, had those dumbbells going, and I left. The way I dropped my left arm, I felt it immediately. I was just like, okay, I think I'll be all right. And then I got to the next machine. I was just like, I'm gonna have to go home now. And I had
to try to muscle through it.
And then as my body healed, the more pain I received, the more I realized that I'm in a lot more pain than I need to be. Aside from my muscles being in pain, Steven.
The slowest turn ever.
How has your week been? I know you were out of town, right?
I was, man. Thank you very much for asking. So I just got back from a wedding.
Did you see a McDonald's at the airport while you were at them weddings? Because I know you'd be looking at them.
You know, funny thing is that I don't think that I did see one.
Oh, didn't notice it this time.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I don't think that there was one actually where I was at. So I just happened to be very close to my gates and then the exits. So there wasn't much around. But went to a wedding. It was fantastic. Did a little bit of photography while I was there for my friend, and was able to get them some really cool pictures. Before they, get their other pictures back from the photographer that they hired. So I just got back last night, and yeah.
How was the wedding? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was.
Did you dance? Was it a lot of people?
Okay. I mean, you asked me.
You can answer all. You can answer them all.
Well, yeah, I mean, the wedding was fun. Weddings are always fun. It was a good ceremony.
Was there a lot of people?
It was a medium-sized wedding, I guess you could say.
Medium-sized?
I mean, it wasn't small and intimate, but it wasn't really big.
So, how many people would you say?
Probably less than 100.
Less than 100?
Yeah.
More than 50?
Yes.
So, about 75?
you the popo?
I'm just asking.
I mean, I guess that would, somewhere between 60 to 75 would probably be a good estimate.
Okay.
They had a lot of food.
I seen like some fondue fountain thing, right?
Listen, there was a lot of food.
Did you partake?
I mean, most of it not.
Because you're supposed to be fasting right now, aren't you?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I thought you were fasting.
I was fasting.
I guess you're not fasting anymore, huh?
Not right. I don't know why.
I'm just asking. I'm just making sure my man's good.
No, I'm good, man.
What's
Thank you very much
the
for asking.
degree?
I appreciate it.
He's giving him the 9th degree. I think
right, like.
I'm just asking, man, making sure you good money, but you good. You enjoyed the wedding. Did you dance?
I did.
You danced with any honey dips?
How many dips?
Did you dance with any honey dips?
I did.
Okay. Oh, you was out there getting it, huh?
I enjoyed myself.
You enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good, man.
That's good. I love going to weddings. For me, weddings are always fun.
Yeah.
Like, regardless if I believe the couple is going to make it or not.
Oh, wow.
Like, I always feel
Why is that even in the sentence?
Because it's like, you can tell when people get married. You be like, they ain't going to make it.
Wow.
It's like, you're hopeful. Like, yes, you want them to succeed. You want them to, prosper and get all the love in the world. But, I mean, sometimes you just look, you're like, nah, this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last.
I don't know about this one.
Man, I don't go to weddings.
I mean, I don't go to weddings thinking like, woo, this wedding ain't gonna last, but,
Well, when do you have that thought? Like,
I've had it, A couple times.
No, I'm saying, okay, so from the point that the couple announces they're going to get married, right? They set the engagement date to the day that they say I do. At what point do you think they're going to make it or they're not going to make it?
Well, it's more about my relationship with who's ever getting married and what I know about them.
Right.
You know, so for instance, I mean, I love going to weddings. So I went to this wedding years ago. One of my Smash friends, Overswarm,
You're
and
smashing your friends.
Wow.
one of my Smash friends, Smash Bros, Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, a video game.
Yeah,
Smashing the bros.
Okay.
yeah, it's the Super Smash Brothers.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about smashing the bros or.
Why would you think that I would do anything remotely close to smashing Bros?
I'm just going off
Is
what you said.
that anything that's within anything that you know of me? Do you know about me smashing Bros, bruh? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Just going off what you said.
But I went to a wedding, and it's this guy, Overswarm. Well, that's his Smash tag. Met him through Smash, and went to his wedding, and I knew the story of how they met. And then how they have a love for the same thing, like they love games, and even the music that they were listening to. You're waiting for the people to come. It was like anime music. It was cowboy bebop music, and I was just like, oh, this is the, for me. I enjoyed it. That was like one of the greatest, moments. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And to see them, the way they always interact, they don't argue. I mean, Oversom's a very intelligent guy, and Stephanie, she was, she's a very intelligent woman, and they handled. It's just like you can see someone's connection, the way they interact with you, if they're going to, have some kind of, some discernment or some kind of like conflict,
Some beef.
just something. But
Right.
they don't get off that type of energy for me. And same thing with one of my close friends, Eddie. He recently got married 2 years ago. And they've been together forever, before they got married. So it's more about the connection that I see with those people, and if those people are close to me, I know how they are. So I just have a good feel for it,
Do you have a track record? So you've named these couples, these few couples, and I'm assuming they're still together because you're giving a positive reinforcement on them.
Of course.
Now, who has you? Well, I'll just say, never mind. Never mind. Next topic.
Yeah, okay, next topic. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, before we move on.
Before we move on, go ahead, Stephen.
I actually have one of the things that I like about weddings is, because, we talk about dating and things, because we're all kind of in that world. And the one thing that I really like about weddings is perspective. It allowed, like, I'm sitting there, right, and I'm in my seat. I'm looking at all these couples around me. They're dressed up, right? They look nice, and then you have them starting to come through. They're coming down the aisles, right? And you are watching the groom, and you're watching the groom watch his bride come down, and you're watching the family, and everybody's looking, and it always gets me to think of, is there anyone in my life right now that I feel like I could do that with? You know what I mean? Like the girls that I'm talking to or whatever, like, could I see myself standing in the front of the church, with all of my family out here, and do I feel like I could confidently stand at the front of the church and then watch everybody come down, watch all my friends walk down and line up next to me, right? Like, and then when this girl walks out, am I going to have that emotional, like, breakdown, right? Is this someone that I feel like I can go through this process with? And to be honest, most of the time, I mean, I would say probably close to 98% of the time, I mean, any person that I think about is a no. You know what I mean? Like,
But you ain't out in these streets, though.
I mean, what do you mean not in the
I mean, because if you're thinking about a woman that you have interest with, or interest for, this is the person that you're envisioning that if you can walk down the aisle with.
Well, what I'm talking about in general, right, is let's just if you're in the dating market, right? You're talking to girls, and you're trying to determine. I don't know about women, but I know a lot of men. We're trying to determine: do I actually even like this person? Oh, women, I'm sure I do the same thing, right? Do I actually like this person? And then one of the things that is always kind of fun, because I've been to a lot of weddings, a lot. So one thing that just always helps me determine, do I actually like this person, is asking myself, do I feel like I could actually do this? And if it's a resounding no, then it's just like you're spinning your wheels, right? You're almost kind of wasting your time.
So will you cut them off? Like, no more?
I mean,
at that point,
I don't think that, depending on, like, I've never been in a relationship with somebody and this happened, right? So it's always in that talking phase where it's like we're getting to know each other, and it's just like, I don't even know if I really want to even pursue a relationship. So if that's the case, then yes, it's just like I'll just let things fizzle, But
do you think that maybe there's more time that needs to be allotted in order for you to get that feeling, or will you just automatically know?
I think that depends on the person. So when you're in these streets, as you say,
you out here,
you know what I'm saying? You in these streets, you start to collect. That's the best way I can explain it. You start to collect a team of just women.
You got a team of women?
No, I don't have a team.
You got a football field out there, baby?
I don't have a football.
He got a specials team. He got a defensive team.
He has a tennis team.
My dude got an all-star squad. What you got, the Space Jam?
How many people are on the tennis team?
What's the tennis team? One?
You can do 2v2.
I got it. No.
You can do doubles. You can do doubles. That's about it.
As Chris stated, I have a tennis team. He knows me very well. It's just me. But man, you know what I'm talking about. You just start to collect, and of course that's a whole different topic. But that's the problem with dating. You just over time, you've been single so long, you just collect, and there's just people around, and then it makes it so hard to commit to people, which is just another problem. But at the end of the day, I think that it really depends on the person individually. And do I feel like I'm actively trying to talk to this person to be in a relationship? So more time is definitely probably needed, but I think that you could look at the person even where you're at and make a resounding answer one way or the other, whether it is yes or no, or no, I can't be with this person, or maybe I need a little more time.
I was going to say, I think when it comes to dating, you're going to know if you want to go down this path with someone within the first 3 months. I think if within the first 3 months, you're going to know where y'all are, right? If you take a snapshot of where you're both at, what your goals are and what you want, 3 months is all you need, because everybody says, I got to get to know you first. You can never get to know someone. People don't even know themselves, right? It all depends on the outside stimulus on that person. They're going to react differently. If you've never dealt with a parent dying, you don't know how you're going to respond to that. So now here I am trying to wait to get to know you. I got to wait till you go through everything in life. It's a ridiculous concept. So in the first 3 months, you take the big ticket items, right? Meaning, what is your overarching goal for our relationship? Where do you want to be? Like, what do you want to accomplish at the end of the day? And then you date. You take the small nuanced items. Do they flush the toilet when they pee? Do they, like it cold in the bedroom or warm? All of the daily things. 3 months is all you need for those things. On day one, we can determine all of the big outcomes. That's day one. Do you want children? Yes. How many children do you want? 14. Okay, cool. Where do you want
Where do you get 14 kids from?
Everybody always says 3.
Yeah.
I don't. 3 is.
How many kids you want? Yeah, I want about 14.
I want
like,
14. But I'm saying though, right? Like, everybody says 3. If someone says 14, that might be a turnoff for a girl. They might be like, you're not getting 14. Okay, well, that's what I need. Okay, cool. We shouldn't even do this, right? So you determine.
What if they can do 13 but not 14?
Oh my God.
I think that's a reasonable compromise.
I think that's an absolutely reasonable compromise.
What about 10?
I think that's reasonable as well.
All right.
I think that if you've done more than 5 and you're willing to do more, you're willing to do 14. Like,
Gets to a point where it's just, you start popping them out.
You're popping them out at this point. You clearly you're used to the pain, or you can tolerate the pain.
Bro, 14 kids.
Can't even imagine.
I mean, that's what people used to do back in the day.
Son.
Shoot.
Or they could just, maybe have like 7
Surrogates.
triplets, 7 doubles, or 7 twins.
I don't think it's natural for a woman to produce more than 2 children at a time. I'm actually kind of iffy about 2 children.
You don't think it's natural for women to have twins?
I'm not sure about the twin thing. I'm iffy, but more than 2, 3, and more, that's completely unnatural in my opinion.
Why do you feel that's an unnatural thing?
Well, how many breasts does a woman have?
2.
So if there's 3 crying babies, how many can she feed?
Shit.
This is simple math. Let's just there's 2 nipples.
I made 2
There's
nipples.
2 nipples, and there's 3 crying babies.
Does both? Okay. Forgive my ignorance.
Okay.
Forgive my ignorance. Does both of them breasts produce it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You can dual wield the nipples. They'll both.
So you can hold the baby here.
you can hold 2 babies here, and they can go at it.
Okay, so that's why you feel that if it's more than 2, it's more unnatural because that's not what the body is typically designed to do or set up to do, right?
Right. Let's look at pigs. Right.
I think that's a good school of thought.
That's pretty solid, right?
I mean, how do you refute that? Like, I mean, you could say, well, a woman can have 10 kids at one time. I mean, she can, but why would, right? Like, if you talk about intelligent design, or you talk, however you feel like, we were birthed or born or created, whether it's by, God, or whether it was by, the Darwin theories, we came from monkeys, whatever, right? At the end of the day, it was by design, one way or the other. So evolution would say that, well, we evolved to be able to feed 2 babies at one time. And then you could say, well, God gave you 2 breasts to be able to then feed 2 children at one time. So, I mean, I would be very interested to see how anyone would intelligently just be like, well, no, well, you know what I mean?
Well, people are going to figure out a way to argue. But on the other side of the spectrum, to complete this, is you have a pig. Pigs have litters, and they have multiple nipples.
Yeah, you're
right? So they can feed multiple, babies, piglets.
I love pigs, man. Pigs are so beautiful.
Wait, is that the same thing with dogs too, right?
Dogs have multiple nipples.
Well, this makes sense, and they have multiple babies at one time.
How many babies does a horse have at one time? What are they called? Colts?
Yeah. A baby, yeah, because I'm a Colts fan.
Okay.
Because then you have the Broncos, which are adults.
How many babies does a horse have at one time?
I'm pretty sure one.
One.
Because they're huge.
What about elephants?
One, because they take like 2 years.
Yeah, they take a long time to make. I'm sure there's some scientific reason why women are supposed to be able to have 3 babies, and someone's going to put it in the comment section. But just thinking from natural terms, it doesn't make sense. And I think the reason why we're able to have 3 babies is because we go in and we play God with women's wombs, right? We do IV. We do, we do all of this genetic modification. I mean, the food's genetically modified, the people are genetically modified.
But is there I guess any history of like when the first triplets occurred?
Interesting.
Because I know when doctors or when women, they can't make babies, or if they have a hard time, being able to carry children, they would doctors, they would give them something to make them be more fertile. I guess increase the amount of eggs they have or so.
Well, they can't increase eggs, but yes, there's ways to bypass infertility.
Right.
Yeah. Or increase fertility.
And then, because I hear about situations then where people, they then are able to have babies, and then when they get pregnant, they be having triplets and stuff like that.
Octomom.
Yeah.
Octomom is what you're talking about. Yeah.
About to bring it. They had 8 children.
Right.
At the same time.
Right. That's man meddling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
8 babies at one time, she's never going to do anything except produce and give breast milk. That's all she can do, right? Outside of Similac, I know people are like, there's Similac, there's formula. Okay, that's not natural.
Yeah. Speaking from all natural,
all
walks
natural,
of life and the way things,
exactly.
To consume.
Exactly.
I was just looking something up, and it said that the first triplets were born in 1867. So
That's recorded.
first recorded. So
1867. So back then, 1867. Would you say that things were being modified back then?
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely.
Carrots. Shoot, pigs were created by the ancient Egyptians.
Yeah,
Not hogs, but pigs.
So I would say that if that is the first recorded set of triplets that are actually born, which means they're probably born before that. I would basically, if you really wanted to research this and trace this back, you would find them where there was modification of like wheat and corn and stuff like that. As soon as they started doing those type of modifications and they started playing science and making more food, that's why it was happening. What was probably also happening is when they said this is the first recorded one, there were probably ones that were being born and they were dying, right? Or they were being stillborn, things of that nature.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. They won't label it the first recording, but this is the first time this
They
ever
didn't
happened.
make it, or you have a woman that they were having births in farms, and they she had 3 babies, or she had 2, or 1, and then all of a sudden, a few hours later, the doctor leaves. All of a sudden, she pops out another one. Like they didn't have the machinery and the things to be able to tell. Like, oh, they couldn't X-ray her.
So what if the woman had 3 breasts?
You're asking me if a woman had a mutation?
If she had 3 breasts and then she was able to give triplets, would you be like, okay, this is normal? Because it fits how the body's working.
No, because the 3rd breast would be a mutation.
Okay. Would you date a girl with 3 breasts?
I don't even know what that looks like. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because so for example.
What about?
No, hold on. Let me flesh my.
Go ahead, flesh it out.
For example, if when I was younger, I heard one of our cousins had a 6th finger, right?
Okay.
But it's not like the pinky. It's just like a little nub. You know what I'm saying? So when you say a 3rd breast,
like a third fully functioning,
3 full functioning supple breasts.
Double D, whatever you want to size, whatever size you would like.
I just joked.
I have no frame of reference. I cannot say yes or no. I don't know. If you're asking,
you don't know. Hypothetically speaking,
if you're asking,
no. You know what? No, this is what we're gonna do. You have a girl, man. She has your like mind.
Then if you're going to describe the perfect girl, except she has an extra breast, then I'll
3 breasts.
Yes, if it just looks like a breast, it's a 3rd breast, whatever.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I wish you wear a bra, but okay, I guess
they're gonna have to be custom made. And instead of calling them the twins, you got to call them the triplets.
the triplet troubles.
Go ahead and bring them.
Go ahead and bring them triplets over here.
Yeah.
That'll be. You know what? I've never even thought about that though. The concept of twins and.
I think about everything, man.
You think about everything?
This is just the way my mind works. I spend time with myself 24/7, and I just think about stuff. That sounds weird.
Nah, man.
Time spent alone.
Nah, man. That's actually a good thought. That actually makes me want to research though.
Yeah.
So okay. So with that in mind.
Here we go.
What? No, we're just gonna dig a little deeper, but we're gonna go into a subject that's about what I guess someone wanted to know about. We're gonna talk about what makes a good, like a successful relationship, or what makes a good quality relationship, like your preferences and things that you like that you look for in a relationship.
What makes a good relationship? Or
Yeah.
What do I want in a relationship?
What do you? I'm gonna ask both of you, and I'll answer as well. What do you feel makes a good relationship, a good solid relationship in your eyes, Stephen Michael?
First of all, I just want to preface by saying that, because first thought that came to my mind was, well, you asked me about what makes a good relationship. I ain't in a relationship, but there's reasoning for that. It's not because I can't or anything of that nature. It is due to my boundaries, right? And understanding what I want out of a relationship is why I'm not in a relationship, because I'm still looking for these things in a person. Okay. So just to give reference for, anyone might be like, you're in a relationship. Well, trust me, the offers come in, sir, or madam. Anyway, what I think
Let me switch that to what is a healthy relationship.
Okay.
What would you consider a healthy relationship?
Okay. So Stephen Michael's definition of what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
I would say that it is we have similar interests. So obviously for me, health is a really big thing. So we have to be on a similar page. You don't have to particularly eat the same way that I eat, but you have to be willing to be conscious. Be willing to be open-minded. You would need to be able to communicate. So I need to be able to tell you how I feel and be able to express myself without her being defensive and vice versa, right? I want her to be able to say, Stephen, like, I want to talk to you. I want to tell you how I feel. And then I want to be able to listen and actively absorb what she's saying, right? Without allowing my defenses to go up, right? To be able to have that level of connection so that way we can, talk, right? So those two things, first of all, are really, really big for me, health and communication. And I guess I'll give you this is my top three, whatever. The next one's probably going to be spirituality, right? Just, we don't have to, once again, spirituality is different from religion. Spirituality is my connectedness or her connectedness to whatever it is we believe in. And if I'm non-religious and she follows a specific religion, we need to be able to respect that and, show each other respect for each other's decisions, right, even if we don't follow the same thing. Mm-hmm. Now, is that ideal for me? Is that what I want? No. I mean, ideally, I'd want someone that's exactly like me in that respect. But healthy can mean that we respect each other. So that's important. And then, of course, that is to me, those are the top non-physical things, right? I mean, obviously, we have to be equally yoked in the sense of physicality. I think that we should be similar in our physical interest. I think
now,
that
is this getting into your preference?
That's
or is
attraction.
This healthy.
Well, this is we said what's in a healthy relationship.
What would you consider your healthy relationship, right?
Right. Well, that's.
Is the question specifically to him or general?
Yeah, it was to me.
It's for everyone.
No.
But
If the question is it a general question? What is a healthy relationship, or what is Stephen's healthy relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and then we were each going to give it. Yeah.
Right.
So physically, us being in a similar. I want someone who's similar to me in stature.
So you basically want to date a female Stephen?
Nope, that's not what I said.
Wow.
You said you need someone that's similar to you
in a female way. So for me,
female Stevens out there.
Okay, nope, that's not what I said.
Hey man, I'm looking out for you, man.
Here we go.
I'm looking out for you.
Listen, if you think you resonate with Stephen,
hit him up, Stephen Michael Wellness. He out here in these streets.
So I'm 6'4", right?
You want to? Okay, you know what? I thought you were going to say you want a chick who's 6'4", but go ahead.
I don't. Okay. Right, but the equal to that, so I would be considered tall, right? Average height for a male is 5'10", something like that.
Could you date a girl who's 6'4"?
Hold on a second. Before you I'm about to just pass this over.
I'm just asking.
So the average height for a man is 5'10", right? I'm 6'4".
That's the average height?
Yeah, we're tall.
In America,
we're tall.
5'5".
I think that is false.
Okay, look it up.
No, it's.
I think that's false because I did this and I didn't get that.
It's 5. I think it's 5'10" to 5'11".
Let's do
5'10",
average
5'11"?
height.
What do you think it is? 6 foot?
Let's see, of a man in the U.S. I'm not going to do the world because the world includes Asians.
Yeah.
I mean, not wrong Asians, but
Asians. Why would you make
Asians
because they're short.
They're typically shorter, so they.
It also includes Germans who are typically taller.
They say the average. Let's see, average height.
I mean,
5'9".
Okay.
5'9".
Okay, let's look at world height.
Okay.
No, let's look at world height. We're doing
it's probably even shorter.
It probably isn't.
You don't think so?
Actually, I have 7.5. 5'7".
Wow.
0.5 inches.
Wow.
So we are considered tall.
We're really tall.
Right. So I'm 6'4". Mel, what are you,
6'3" out here.
You know what I'm saying? So we're Chris likes to say I'm 6'3". So me and Mel are about the same height.
Mel is yes.
No, it's
I'm
just that
6'6",
he's
so
slimmer than me, so he looks taller.
Yeah, I'm 6'3". If you 6'4", that means you're maybe you
No,
6'3" and a half.
No, y'all listen. Y'all the same height then.
We're not the same height.
Who's taller?
I am.
He's taller than me.
So then that means you're 6'2".
No,
I'm 6'3".
No, I'm 6'4".
I'm gonna get the tape measure.
Okay, listen. No, whatever. Chris is the tallest. I'm the second tallest. Mel is the third tallest. When you got all these giants together, you can't
matter.
tell, right? It doesn't matter. You're just in a forest. You can't tell who's the tallest.
We walk through, be like, "Yo, what basketball team y'all play
you
for?"
know what I'm saying? Like they just be like, "Ooh,
Me, you, Colin, Corey,
oh
and
my
Steven.
God.
Yeah.
You just
Bruh, even Anthony.
yeah. We're all the whole squad is tall,
Even
right?
Tyler, technically, I guess now.
He's taller than
Tyler would be he'd be the coach. Tyler be the coach. Tyler be the coach.
I mean, but he's got a little height, but he's not above. Technically, he's above average by an inch. So but anyway, so I am above average in height. So I would want a woman who is above average in height. So if the average height for a woman, I think, is
5'4", 5'4", 5'5".
So
Mel's gonna try to tell us it's something. It's 5'4", 5'5".
He's thinking about them Asians.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
height of a
Yellow
U.S.
people.
woman, 5'4".
5'4". Okay,
We nailed that
one. So let's say I'm on point, right? Y'all see I'm
On point like a tic
We
tac.
know women now.
You know what I'm saying? So I would prefer.
Thumbtack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're talking about Steven, right? Healthy relationship.
Yes, if you prefer
physically.
5'4", okay.
I would. If
5'4",
average is
like
5'4",
you would want a 5'9".
do you want me to?
Go ahead, get to it. Go ahead. All right, what 5'9", 5'10"?
No, that's too much. I mean, I'm not saying it's too much, but that's hard to find. So I would say 5'7", 5'8". So just
that's reasonable.
It's 5'7",
But
5'8" is not easy to find.
Okay. So the height, so 5.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
just similar, right? So you don't have. So I'm still on my health journey.
But
like,
those are all. But would that be considered a healthy relationship? Or are you just speaking on the preference of the type of woman you want?
I am saying that for me, I believe that on a physical level, I believe that being equal in stature in some way would bring healthiness to me, right? So, for example,
You won't feel intimidated.
let me give you an example.
She can't be tall as you, and if she's too short, you'll feel like you're just like dominating.
I mean, it just doesn't. It doesn't.
You can't take
feel-
pictures with. It's hard when
You
you're
can lift her
6'6". It's
It
hard when
doesn't-
you're 6'6" to take pictures, standing pictures with a woman
And
that's
she's 5'2". I mean, it's just like
or dancing. You can't get twerked on. It's so hard. Like,
I mean,
no one even goes out to get twerked on.
They
What do you
still
mean?
get twerked on, man.
I was at the wedding, and one of the girls that I danced with, she was short. She was probably a good 5'2", and we're slow dancing, and it's just like, you're just so short. Like, I can't stand up and look you in the eyes, right? If you're 5'6", 5'7", right? I could hunch down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we can get very close.
I get you.
heels help.
Yeah,
Heels help a
right?
lot too.
Put some heels on. So those things, to me, physically, right? I believe that is a part of a healthy relationship because there's a level of intimacy that is there that is natural. It's not, if you're 5'1",
And it'll bug you if you didn't have that. It'll be something that be like, I wish she was a little taller.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish she was a little bit taller.
All right, now let's. I'm gonna switch to Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chris, what would you consider a healthy relationship? However you view it, however you see it, however you feel it. Chris James, healthy alternative creator. How do you think a healthy relationship is defined in your eyes?
Get your pen and pad.
No, it's not going to be elaborate. Respect is extremely vital.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you have respect and respect is given, there's a lot that you could get through.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I think for men, one of the worst things you could do is bruise his ego, whether it's intentional or unintentional. So if we have respect, meaning that you don't ever, that's not something that, as a woman, you don't try to bruise my ego and I don't go out of my way to disrespect you. I think that we can make a lot of strides just off of that alone. Communication is one of those things that it's kind of a catch-22. Everybody knows it's important. Nobody really knows how to do it properly. Even teaching communication and learning communication, one of the things that I have learned recently is we communicate verbally way too much. That's the reason why we have trouble with communication. The main way that we communicate is it's impractical. Like the only animal or the only creature in the world that uses our voice the way we do is us. Now you can say, well, that's because we're humans. No, there's birds and all kinds of animals that have amazing ranges with their vocal cords, but we depend on words more than energy. Like it's something that's not even taught. It's woo-woo, it's metaphysical. That's not real. Like, no, energy is real. And the way that someone makes you, the energy you receive from them, they can't lie, right? You can't lie. Now, how you interpret that energy and all that, that's a whole different story. But I think we should depend on nonverbal. So what I will say is nonverbal communication, being able to communicate nonverbally, for me, is what's going to make our relationship healthy, right? And then, of course, there's, I think I talked about it earlier, having similar outcomes. You know, if your goal is to have, you want to have a big house and have a fruit farm or fruit forest or whatever, and live in a warm to tropical area, you want a similar amount of children. You want to raise them in a similar fashion. That's great. We're on the same page. Do you like the Bengals versus the Colts? I don't need that. Like we don't gotta like the same football team. You know what I mean? It's really just the broad strokes. Are we in alignment with the broad strokes? So after that, healthy relationship. Obviously, we need to be on the same page on the boundaries of our relationship. So, you know, one of the big issues I think we're seeing nowadays is the idea of cheating, right? Like the idea of cheating is it has been for a long time a major problem. We need to be on the same page. What constitutes cheating? You know what I mean? Like we need to have that talk.
I've never heard anybody say anything like that. Like, hey, let's determine what we consider cheating. You know, like actually in the beginning have that talk, because in a past relationship or marriage, like she considered cheating if it just everything. Like if I looked at a girl, like if we were at the bar together and I bought a girl a drink, like you just out here cheating on me, like in front of me, and I'm just like, what? Like that's my friend. Like you know her. No. I mean, she considered that cheating. Mm-hmm. So I've never even thought to have that conversation.
Well, where it came from is listening to women and hearing their gripes. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, they when you look at most relationships, or at least just this is what I hear, infidelity. That's all they talk about. Yeah. What does that mean? And why is it held to the greatest of standard? I could literally kill someone, and if my wife or whatever is if I have not cheated on her and I provide for her and everything at home is cool, she's riding with me. But if I cheat, whatever that is, if I cheat, it's over. And I think that it's too much. I think that's too extreme. That's my personal opinion. So I want to know, what is cheating? And just in general, let's create boundaries for the relationship that we both agree on. Not to make it sound so contractual, but yeah, like what are the boundaries for this relationship? And let's both agree to these boundaries. So I think the obvious thing is attraction, but I do think we focus too much on attraction. I think that these other things are more important. Attraction is the first thing you see, so we think it's like the most important. It's like the least important. It's important, but it's not like the most important. Because I will take a girl who is a 5 over a girl that is a 9 who has all of these other things in place. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not necessarily exactly what I would necessarily want. But I think I'm a pretty logical person. I'm more interested in outcomes than my personal momentary feelings or pleasure about something.
Do you think that a 5 and a 9? Do you think that's too much of a gap to fill up with off non-physical qualities?
No, because in this is me, right? Your looks are important, but they're not heavier than anything else I named.
So,
and I've been with girls that rank high, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
So what you would have to do in order to make that type of situation work, she'd have to have some of these other qualities.
To fill, you're talking about almost double the scale, right? I mean, you're talking about just an average girl, which there's nothing wrong with average women, up to, just the most, you're talking supermodel, top tier, just fresh face, just the most beautiful women that you've ever seen, 9s and 10s.
I said 9. I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, and there's a big difference between a 9 and a 10.
There's a big difference between a 9 and a 10.
Okay, but even a 9, you're going from average to a 9. So you think that there's enough non-physical qualities to be able to fill that hole?
For me.
Yeah, okay.
I will not speak for the average man. I think for the average man, they are willing to deal with a woman that is crazy, inconsiderate, et cetera, if she's bad enough.
Yeah.
I know that's
absolutely.
the culture.
Absolutely.
I know it is. So
see, for me, I I think that 2 points up or down, right? So like, let's say for example, if you are we don't use 7. So let's say you're a 6, then I think that your personality, your non-physical qualities can bump you, up or down 2 points. That's just my own personal.
it's reasonable.
So to fill that gap, and once again, this is your.
Yeah, if I was speaking for men generally, it would be different.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to clarify the question.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
So I have a question. So what do you consider cheating? So let's say that you were non-married, right? So let's say
I'm non-married.
You're non-married.
Okay.
You're in a long-term monogamous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whether it's yourself or other people, right? When you see cheating, what would you consider a cheating act of stepping out of the relationship? What does that look like?
I can literally only speak for what I would experience, how I would experience cheating in my relationship. And I'm going to kind of try and maybe explain why I say that. I don't know the boundaries that you have set with your girl in your relationship. Mm-hmm. I cannot speak on that. I can only speak on the boundaries that me and my girl have set for our relationship. Because one of the problems, people want to put their boundaries on other people.
So they're projecting.
They're projecting. Yeah. Don't project the boundaries that you have set for your relationship. See, especially as Americans, we're very self-centered. We feel like the world, like the actual world, revolves around Americans and the way we think. And there is so much more world out there than us. We're a speck in this world. So
the newest speck too.
We're the new kids on the block. So when you look at the other cultures, they do things completely inverse to how we do it. So who are we to say that that's wrong or whatever? So I just take that and I put it on. That's how I move. So if that Will and Jada have been in the headlines for years now with their relationship. Before that, people would say, oh, they have an open relationship, and people would talk about it and this, that, and the other. And it's just like, that's none of my business. Like it, and maybe it's interesting to listen to. That's cool. But I'm not about to have like a hard stance. Like, well, they shouldn't do this, and they're going to do whatever they've determined is the boundaries for their relationship. So for me, the boundaries for my relationship are literally going to be whatever me and that individual have determined. I know you want something more concrete, like if she does X, Y, Z, that's cheating. But it's the way you another problem I think is we try to interact with person A the same way we interacted with person B, and then when person C comes around, we want to interact with them the same way we interacted with A and B. But everyone is unique. That's what everybody says. I'm special. I'm unique. I'm different. I'm a fingerprint. So if that's true, and everybody is unique, different, and special, then the way you interact, your interpersonal relationships should reflect the specific relationship that you have with that person. Like, from person to person, this is not, you can't just stamp.
Yeah, every relationship has its own, I guess, own serial number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Treat it like it's special and unique, because you two coming together has never been done before and will never be done before. Why do we try to take what I did with this person 10 years ago and apply it to this person today? It's absurd.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do that in any other, if you took, you know, for example, if there's a crime that's committed and there's a fingerprint that's left at the crime, you wouldn't just assume that fingerprint belonged to this other person who did a crime similar. You would check and make sure that specific fingerprint was for that person, because if the fingerprint doesn't match that person, then likely he didn't do the crime. I mean, we're whatever, brushing over many different details, but we're just saying, assuming that the piece of evidence that's going to convict the person is the fingerprint, you want to make sure that it's to that unique person, right? You're going to treat the case differently. Everything's going to be different. So I think that we need to treat our relationships that way. And, I also think it's important to explore how you feel about things right now, because we evolve. People evolve. There's a lot of things that were placed on us when we were children, ideologies. I ask people all the time, how did you feel about relationships when you came out the womb? Like, what were your thoughts about relationships when you were just born? How did you feel about it? Because that's the only time that it would have been like genuinely your thoughts. And even then, maybe not so much. But we're being impressed on our entire childhood by what we see, what we experience, what we hear. So I've just challenged myself to look at, what does Chris want? If I can filter out all the noise, everything that everybody's told me is right and wrong, and filter it out and determine, what do I want? You know what I mean? And that changes from woman to woman too. So if you're gonna rock with me, we're gonna have a conversation.
If you will be with me, we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna figure out what works between you and I, because every woman and what you want from each individual woman is gonna be different. It just is. Which
is actually one of the reasons why I was asking specifically for you all, because I had that in mind, that there's not one particular way. Yes, I feel like there may be a template that people can work with, but 9 times out of 10, when you get that template, you're going to flip it and reverse it. You're going to call some audibles in that bad boy, and, you're going to adjust it to your liking. But, I mean, that's some good insight as far as having a healthy relationship. Now, my personal preference when it comes to having a healthy relationship is, similar to what you all both said. I personally would need honesty, good communication, and commitment. Because, and also you have to have an open mind. You have to have an open mind, because I am a very quirky individual. I am, and the thing is
animated male.
Hey, it is what it is, man. But there's particular things that what I see in a woman that I'm just like, oh, this is so dope. You don't necessarily have to like the same things as me. In fact, if you don't like the same things as me, cool. Because I can learn about your interests, or maybe you can learn about what I like. But I know I would need someone who adds to my happiness and not take away from it. Like, you have to add to it. So I don't want all the negative, like, oh, I don't like that, or all this negative affirmations, or all these words that doesn't give value to what I'm trying to bring, or what we're trying to accomplish. If I want to try something new, let's do it. If I'm doing something that I believe in, and just because it's something that you aren't aware of, and it's something that you don't believe in, I don't want you to tell me, oh, this is stupid. This is dumb. This is a waste of time. What you don't have any interest in this. Of course you're gonna, like, you don't have any invested time, you know? Like, I personally don't like makeup. I don't care about makeup, but I'm not going to like exile a woman and, but you know what? You look stupid with that makeup. It's a waste of time for you to wear this makeup. You know what? You like the makeup. Do you? You think it's impressing me? It's not, because I prefer the natural. But I won't knock you for doing it. Oh, you know what? I'll get, oh, damn, your makeup look good today, girl. Damn, you killing it out there, you know? Because I see it's something that you like. And it's not, you know, granted, there's, you know, toxins and all that stuff, but that's a whole different story. But if it's something you like, it's something you like, you know. So being supportive and adding to happiness and adding to the value of a relationship, that's vital for me. Physical attraction is also obviously vital. Like Stephen mentioned earlier, being, you know, a little bit health conscious. And we don't necessarily have to believe the same thing as far as like religious takes and, you know, spiritual beliefs, but we have to respect one another. Like, you don't, just because we view things different, get an understanding of what I believe and why I believe it. Maybe step into my realm and get an understanding versus knocking something, you know. So, I mean, I don't think that's too complex, you know, good communication, good, you know, just honesty, some physical attraction, being health conscious, caring, and just being happy and being a positive person. That's it. And also just being reasonable, having an open mind to things that's different than what you understand and things that you experience. That's, for me, it's simple. And the thing is, it's easy to be simple, but simple is so damn difficult.
Yeah.
It is so damn difficult to just be simple about things.
We overcomplicate.
Well, I got a simple question for you.
Go ahead, ask me a simple question.
Because,
Simple, Stephen.
you know, just, oh, okay. So,
simple. Sorry, go ahead.
So we were talking about, you know, Chris brought up, you know, cheating. So I guess I just want to throw the question to you, because you mentioned commitment, right? So you said commitment. I think loyalty, right? So what would you consider cheating, right? So if you said you cheated on me, what did she do that got you to feel as though she betrayed your trust?
I mean, if she did anything that she wouldn't be comfortable doing in front of me.
Okay.
Like, if she wouldn't, I guess, flirt with a guy in front of me or lie and things like that, if I'm comfortable with that in front and you're not doing that behind my back, you know, that's where I would consider you cheating, because obviously if I'm with someone, there's a certain understanding of where we're going. And
you guys are in a
if we're in a committed relationship,
you guys are
only thing
Facebook official, even though it's not on Facebook, you're Facebook official.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's just you sleep with someone. You sleep with someone and you lie about, I guess, some kind of communication that you had with someone.
Okay. It's
like buying drinks or eat. The funny thing is, I don't even care if you hang out with a guy.
Right.
Like back when I had I had a different mindset, that would upset me. Like, oh, you hanging around this guy? But that's just my own insecurities. If I'm with someone, I trust them to do things that are in the benefit of me. They're not going to do anything regardless of how it may seem to outside eyes, the world. My woman, if she has because I know women have guy friends, I have female friends.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's just as long as you're not sleeping with someone, touching someone in places that's just like I wouldn't be okay with this.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I would consider cheating, and I don't give second chances for that. So like, if I even felt that, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just like, if it happens, okay, it's not meant to be. I'll just let it rock. Yes, it sucks, and yes, there's emotions involved, but I'm not going to be the one trying to, how could you do this to me all this time? Like, all right.
So let me ask
you did your thing, girl.
So let me ask you this, right? Let's just say that, just for example, because I know you said you don't give second chances. Let's say that there is, let's say you're in a relationship, and your girl, she goes out with her friends, ladies' night out. This is a normal thing. It's not a big deal. It's a thing. And while she is out, she gets super, super drunk, and she ends up going home with this guy, and she doesn't remember it at all. She wakes up and she calls you, and she's like, "Listen, I'm at this house. This is dude's house. I don't know what happened. I need you to come pick me up." But she calls you, right? You find out that they have sex. You go to pick her up, right? And you find out she has sex with him. But she called you, right? So she wasn't there wasn't an intention. It wasn't like, yeah, I'm going to go cheat on him. She got drunk. And people do things, right? What? Obviously, by definition, she cheated on you.
Okay.
Right? But she called you.
Answer simple.
This
The
answer is very simple.
This answer is simple.
This is very simple.
What's the answer?
Deuces.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's done. You're a grown woman.
So she wasn't, but she.
It doesn't matter.
But the intention wasn't there.
It doesn't matter.
And she called you.
You made who you call who you want. Call the
She could
Ghostbusters.
call the whole.
You call whoever you want. It don't matter who she called. Her calling doesn't justify the point that she got drunk enough in an inebriated state around people.
It was her friend's birthday.
Doesn't matter. I don't care whose birthday it is. You are in control of your actions. You made the choice to get drunk when you know you won't be able to control yourself.
Right.
We're adults here.
Okay.
No, if you know that we're in a relationship, okay, I shouldn't be around someone. And the fact going home, even you didn't have to have sex. Only way that this would be in any kind of like okay is if
She got drugged.
Or something. She got drugged, maybe got taken advantage of. And she's just like, what? She has no idea what happened.
What if this is just? This is what I'm saying. She didn't know what happened.
But she drank. No, she drank.
It would have to
She
be.
was drinking.
She'd have to be roofied or drugged. Or something.
What if this was your fiance?
Same thing. I don't care how close we were. You made the choice to do this. It's unacceptable for me. It's unacceptable to blame it on something that you could have not done.
She's not blaming anyone else. She's like, I don't know what happened.
Okay,
let's
figure it out.
The last thing I remember.
Let's figure it out.
The last thing I
how
remember.
this dick get inside of you? How this dick magically just jump inside of you?
Oops, fell, landed on his dick. Right. So the last thing that she remembers, right? She's not trying to hide anything because she called you. Is she was at the bar with her girls.
Christmas gifts.
How does she even know she had sex with this dude?
She's a woman. She feels it. Her clothes are on the floor. She wakes up. She's naked. Right? But she feels it. The next morning.
She doesn't remember having sex with him.
She doesn't remember.
She could just
she wakes up and
assume
she's like, oh my
because
God.
it could have been a dildo that he used on her, right? Like,
okay, well that's okay.
So I'm trying to determine how do you know that it was sex?
He said it. He told her. He didn't know.
Okay, I'm just filling in gaps.
He wakes up and says, "Hey girl, it was good last night," and she's just like, "What?" Right? So this is your fiance, and this is genuinely like, I don't know what happened. Like this. I didn't intend for this to happen.
This scenario seems really uncommon. Like it seems really
it's
unlikely.
Well, he drew a very hard line in the sand.
For me, it's unacceptable.
Still,
period.
You guys. Have
you
been
put
together.
yourself in a position to be like that. You should be
this
smarter than that.
This is your fiance.
Don't care who she is. I don't care how many years we've been together. It's a wrap. I'm not dealing with that. I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want that. You know the type of person I am.
So you know that you can't let that go.
I can let it go.
No, you can't let it go.
I can let it go. That's why I let it go.
No, you let her go.
Exactly.
But you're going to be thinking about it. Every time she goes out, you're going to be thinking about it like, damn, she's going to cheat on me again.
I'm not worried about that because this is not the type of person that I want to be with. If you're going to put yourself in positions to get blackout drunk or you're doing things in inebriated behaviors, no, I don't want that. It's not what I want. You having sex, obviously, with some random guys that's invalidating our relationship, not happening. There's literally nothing you can do that's going to change my mind, that's going to make me say, hey, let's figure this out. Unless it was a forced situation. But if you voluntarily...
What if her friends say, she never drinks, she never does anything, and we pushed her. We were the ones making her drink. We were the ones, yada, yada, yada. Good,
have fun. Enjoy those drinks.
So what if she's a girl that doesn't really drink?
Then she shouldn't have been drinking. You know your limits. If I go out somewhere and I know I shouldn't be drinking, I'm not, oh, no, it's just celebration. No, you're making a choice, regardless of peer pressure, regardless of what people are saying. You know your limits.
So let me see if I can, because Steve keeps probing, and I'm like, this is already solidified.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
not
I mean,
the act of having sex. The reason Mel is saying no, it's the fact that she was able to put herself in a place where she could do the deed. That's where it's at. Forget the sex part. It's like, how are you so irresponsible with yourself that you would allow yourself to get into such a compromising place?
I mean, that is very compromising.
And that right there is the reason why he's saying there's no point to continue this, because you've shown that you will put yourself in a compromising position.
Exactly. Like, there's literally nothing you can say. There's nothing. It's a wrap. It's not happening. This is not the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. That's not happening.
Because that line of thinking is going to be implemented other places, and he's probably already seen it. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not. If this were to
part of the scenario,
if
this is
this,
a one-off
I
situation.
understand, but it's hard to just say.
That's a really hard line in the sand, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Please understand that.
Okay, so you answer that.
I asked it because I already knew my answer.
What's your answer?
Yeah, I would give her another chance.
No. Why? Why would you give her another chance?
Because I have been in situations where, I mean, it's not a situation where I have personally been in that specific thing, but there have been times where I have gone out and started drinking and then woke up somewhere like, where am I? How did I get here? What did I do? Right? Now, granted, I never did that when I was in a relationship with anybody, but that it's something I've done. So now I also understood that was a part of my problem, which is why I don't drink anymore. Right? So I understand that. Would I, if I was with a woman and we were in a committed relationship, the exact same scenario, we're engaged, and she was not trying to hide it, I would accept that as a mistake. And I mean, obviously, we're gonna have a conversation. Like it's gonna take a while for things to get back to where they were. But if everything up to that point has been absolutely perfect, and you don't even drink like that, like, and it was just like, and she called me to be like, I need you to come get me. I don't know why I'm here. I'm so confused. The level of honesty for me is something I can accept.
I'll definitely help her out. I'll pick her up, make sure she's good. Like, hey, we're gonna make sure you got a place to stay.
Yeah.
I'll shell out the story. Let me know everything. I'll go into detail. It won't be just blah 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 X. Let me know all the details, and if she give me all the details and it's information and stuff that I don't want to hear,
Hey, listen.
put a bow on it.
And there's nothing.
Put a bow on it.
All right, that's it.
I mean,
That's it.
all right. Yeah, man, we had some nice dialogue right there.
Yeah, unexpected.
Nice little dialogue, and also, I guess I want to shout out. Let's shout out.
Yeah, some shout outs, man. Some YouTube.
Kimmy Ware. Shout out Kimmy Ware.
Kimmy Ware, what up?
Kimmy Ware. She wanted us to talk about this particular topic. Now she has other topics that she wants us to discuss, but what is a healthy relationship is one topic that she wanted us to discuss.
Okay, all right, Kimmy,
So,
you inspired this conversation. Good question.
So shout out to Kimmy Ware for for this suggestion for the topic. And also, if anyone else out there, y'all have any more, topics that you all are curious about that you want us to dive into and discuss, and so you can get our ideas and our point of views and our perspectives and all that beautiful stuff, feel free to leave them in the comments, man. But yeah, we will see you beautiful people later. Y'all take care. Have a beautiful day. I am Animated Mel, Stephen Michael, Chris James in his piece, and we'll see you all later. All right?
Y'all be A-okay.
And love.